Welcome to our series, Moving America Forward. Each week we'll be focusing on America's entrepreneurs as they take us to new roads, new opportunities, new ways to fill the gaps left by today's failing companies. Our series will be looking at that and a lot more. So come with me and watch as the entrepreneurs of our nation move into the future.
And I'm Doug Llewellyn here in our studios in Los Angeles with our guest today, who is the CEO of Global Financial Services, which is headquartered in New York, in Lower Manhattan, near Wall Street. His name is Phil Dushey. I'd like you to meet him now. Philip, welcome. Nice to have you with us.
Nice to be here, Doug.
I know you are extremely knowledgeable in this area. And by the way, you had the unique opportunity to answer a few questions from William Shatner just a short while ago. So before we begin, let's take a quick look and see how that went. Okay? Very good. Let's watch.
I know you've been successful in your business, but what I would like to hear is just a brief capsule of exactly what it is you do and who do you do it for, and how do you see this helping America to move forward?
Thank you, Mr. Shatner. America has always been a place where entrepreneurs can start from nothing and rise all the way to the top. It is this spirit which is the foundation of our nation. However, in these tough times, it's becoming difficult for those entrepreneurs to get their vision off the ground. Banks are no longer lending the way they used to, and this is having a devastating impact on our economy. For over 30 years, we have been helping businesses across the country who've been turned down by banks obtain that much-needed financing so they can grow and prosper, and that, Mr. Shatner, is how we are helping to move America forward.
Well, that was really very interesting. You point out there are a lot of problems today in the financial industry as far as borrowing money is concerned. What are the really big problems that are facing especially the small businessmen? And you deal with a lot of them.
Well, I'd say the biggest thing is the banks are not lending. Due to some federal regulations, they're turning down now 90% of all applicants of small businesses.
Yeah.
And when I say small business, I mean under 20 million in volume. And it's really hurting because they're not able to grow. And in our company, we're able to help those businesses, probably usually half of them, obtain the much needed financing they need.
You know, what's interesting about your business, I know you've been doing this for a long time. You have several different divisions of your company. And one of them is Global Financial Training. And that is something you are really into right now, and you want to focus on that a bit. Explain to me what that aspect of your operation is.
Well, we have a couple of different companies, as we talked about. Global Financial Services, Global Church Financing, and I guess my newest company, which is about 14 years old, is Global Financial Training Program, where we actually take people who want to enter the finance business and take them through a whole set of training and teach them all the different aspects of going into business and be able to provide loans around the country to various businesses.
You're really training them to do what you've been doing for years.
Yes, we have.
It's really what it comes down to. And it's kind of interesting because, as I asked you before, why are you doing this? You're training competitors who are going to come out and eventually, compete with you.
Well, it's not exactly true. One of the things of this business, it's probably non-competitive. That may sound silly, but if any person in this country took a drive for an hour, you're going to pass tons of banks.
Right.
And they're usually next door to each other, across the street from each other. Right. And I haven't seen a bank with a going out of business sign lately.
No, you don't very often see that.
So they're turning down 90% of the people, and it's non-competitive because all you have to do is 2 or 3 transactions a month to make a very, very, very nice income for the year.
Well, really, in talking to you, it's very apparent that men who are in your business, people who are in your business, women as well, of course, I mean, you're really kind of the keys to keeping business flowing these days, because businesses need money to keep going, to grow, and if it weren't for you guys, they wouldn't get the money to be able to do that. It's very serious. So in training people, let me just go through some basic questions. Number one, what do you look for in the people you agree to train? What kind of background do they have to have?
Well, they don't need a financial background. First of all.
And that's interesting.
Well, actually, bankers are our toughest people to train because they think like bankers, and we have to have them think like non-bankers.
Right.
The ideal person would be somebody who maybe is in a managerial or a sales position, somebody that likes to deal with people. because that's a key element in this business. When people talk to you about getting money, they have to believe in you, okay?
Right.
And that's probably 90% of the whole job. So generally, managerial, sales, people in that position would be perfect for this business.
Okay. So when they come in, what kind of a program is it that they go through?
Well, it's a 4-day, very intensive training in New York City at our offices. We break it down into actually 3 elements. One, learning about the different types of financing that you can offer to the businesses. There's probably 30 different types of financing, from working capital, equipment, business acquisition, things of that nature. How you make money, how do you package them, and the next key element to the whole thing is, if you're going to be in the finance business, you have to deal directly with the lenders. Now, that's important because you're always competitive in your pricing,
Right.
and there's nobody between you and the lender. Then the third element is that we teach them marketing. We build them a phenomenal website because they're not a global affiliate, they're their own separate business.
Right.
And the website is, we design a custom logo and we make them look like they've been in business for 20 years and doing many, many millions of dollars worth of business. And then we give them great ongoing support after the training. As a matter of fact, we set them up with a schedule of how they'll start their business as soon as they get home, what they do day 1, day 2, day 3. So it's a very comprehensive program, but when they leave the training, it's usually a Monday or Thursday and Friday, they're ready to write a loan.
I should point out that you only take people who are really serious about this. And number one, it's relatively expensive to take this course. I mean, it's not free, right? So if they're not dead serious, they're not going to be doing this.
Well, let me tell you something about that.
Okay.
This is not a get-rich-quick scheme.
No
This
question.
is something that you have to work at.
Right.
You have to work really, really hard. The rewards are also great, and you're right, it's not for free. They pay a sizable amount of money for it.
Right.
But I guess any business you're going to enter, there is a cost of entry, and I think our cost of entry is relatively low. But you got to work. You got to get out there. You got to see the people, but the rewards are great.
And I think the other thing that's really important to point out is, number one, how long have you been in this business?
In the training business, I've been in global financial.
No, in global financial.
Oh, close to 35 years.
There you
now.
go. I mean,
Yeah.
you've been around for a long time. You've obviously learned the secrets of the trade, which is what you're passing on to others.
Well, you really can't teach this business by textbook. We're in a funny economy right now. I call it a crazy economy, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're in the firing line every single day. So what we're teaching the people who go through this program is what's happening in the trenches now. Because if you teach them what textbook with things that happened 5 years ago, you can't be successful.
It's outdated, yeah. The other thing is that obviously a lot of people are wondering, well, where's the source of the money come from? You really help them understand that, and you actually help them meet people who are on the other side, the sources of the money. A lot of this is institutional lending, isn't that right?
Yes, it is. The difference between an institutional lender and a bank, the banks are very regulated as to who
Right.
they can lend money.
Right.
But institutional lenders don't take in deposits, so they're not really under any type of regulation from the government. Like a good example of an institutional lender would be like a GE Capital. Okay. They can set their own pricing, do what they want to do, and all our lenders are like that. All our lenders lend in all 50 states, so they're not regional. And this is a national business.
And these people who come to you for training, I gather they come from all over the country, don't they?
Oh, all over the country, all walks of life, and we love to see them get successful.
And they come to you. They stay the week basically
Yep.
in New York at your offices, and they meet potential lenders.
Yep.
In fact, when they leave your program, they really know who to tap for money right at that point, don't
Oh, we believe that during the training we have about 10 to 15 lenders, depending upon the
Really?
particular training. They either come up to the office or they take over the conference room via webinar, which
Right.
is the screen. And yeah, that gives them a flavor for the lenders, because if you're going to deal with lenders, and they're fully approved when they walk out the door, which
Right.
is the most important thing, which is very difficult to do now, because the lenders are not opening up new brokers. But based upon our 14 years, they'll waive the normal requirements of that they have.
Right.
And as soon as they leave that training and they've met these lenders and they met the people that they're going to be dealing with, which is tremendous, decision makers, they're ready to enter the market.
The other important thing is you have a mentoring program. You give them follow-up advice. You're willing to talk to them afterwards. And as you pointed out, when they walk out of that program, they may not know, what do I do on Monday? You've got all this training. What happens then? You really set them straight and follow them and are there to mentor them for months and months to come.
Well, our ongoing support is critical
Right.
to their success.
Right.
And the person who teaches the training becomes their ongoing mentor because you get to know these people after 4 days.
Right.
And we follow them through. We help them close transactions. We help them make sure they get the right lender with the right presentation. We set up a schedule for them. But the truth of the matter is the lending business is not really rocket scientist work. Once they close 2 or 3 transactions, they're comfortable, the lenders become their best ongoing support. And that's the way it should be.
And you pointed out you develop a website for them, which obviously is a big help.
Oh, the biggest. In this day and age, before anybody's going to do business with you, the first thing they look at is your website.
How effective has this training been for those? I mean, obviously you follow up those. Have they been successful? The
We've
ones
had
that
a
come through the
very,
program?
very high degree of success, especially the people who take this very seriously. They're doing very, very well for themselves, and they're really happy. And although the training program is my smallest of my companies,
Yeah.
it's the one that gives me the most satisfaction.
I was going to say, I gather you really get a lot of personal satisfaction out of
Oh,
this.
I do. I see people who just want to achieve what their dream and their goals, and this is just an ideal business to do that.
So if anybody's interested in this, how do they get involved?
Well, they would contact us.
They check your website.
They check our website. We advertise in various places to let them know, and they'll
Okay.
call us up, and we'll give them see if we think they'll be successful.
Phil, this has been fascinating. Thank you so much. Very interesting indeed.
Thank you, Doug. Nice to be here.
This organization represents companies across our great nation that embody the spirit, dedication, know-how, and can-do attitude which has made America the great nation that it is today. And now let's present the Keeping America Strong Award.
Now it is my honor to present this very prestigious award to our guest, Philip Dushey, who is the CEO of Global Financial Services of New York, for the outstanding work that his company is doing to help keep America moving forward. Phil, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I've received a lot of awards in my life, but this one here is something special. And I'd like to thank you on behalf of all of us at Global Financial Training for this very prestigious award.
You're very welcome.
That's it for another edition of Moving America Forward. I'm Bert Tenzer. Join us again as we continue to bring you the entrepreneurs who move America forward.
I'm William Shatner, and for all of us at Moving America Forward, thanks for watching.